Hello and welcome to HW News. Earlier we have seen a war of words, now we have war of letters. Yes, that's right. 2 days ago, 49 celebrities wrote to PM Modi saying that Jai Shri Ram has now become a war cry and minorities, Muslims and Dalits are being threatened in the name of Ram. Violence is being committed against them in the name of Ram. The celebrities had also said that Ram is worshipped by majority Hindus and such incidents defile Ram. The letter had once again sparked the long-standing intolerance debate. Now, another set of 61 celebrities have penned a letter slamming the 49 celebrities for promoting false narrative and selective outrage. This includes celebrities like actress Kangana Ranaut, lyricist Prasoon Joshi, classical dancer and MP Sonal Mansingh, filmmakers such as Madhur, Bhandarkar and Vivek Agnihotri, etc. The previous letter was written to the Prime Minister and was signed by filmmakers such as Anurag, Kashyap, Aparna, Konkana Sen Sharma, Sham Benegal, etc. The fresh letter by 61 celebs termed the previous letter as an attempt to foist a false narrative with the intention of denigrating the democratic ethos and norms of collective functioning as a nation. The letter said, to us, the undersigned, this document of selective outrage comes across as an attempt at tarnishing India's international standing and to negatively portray Prime Minister Narendra Modi's untiring efforts to effectuate governance on the foundations of positive nationalism and humanism. In the letter, the signatories also highlighted how the 49 self-styled guardians kept silent when separatists have issued diktats to burn schools in Kashmir. They also accused a group of celebrities of keeping silent when terrorists and terror groups chanted slogans in some leading university campuses in the country, of course pointing out to the JNU incident. Now we will read out to you the entire letter. Meanwhile, you can see the highlight points on your screen. Well, the letter starts with a title, Against Selective Outrage and False Narrative. The letter starts as an open letter which has been published on July 23, 2019 and addressed to the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has astonished us. 49 self-styled guardians and conscience keepers of the nation and of democratic values have once again expressed selective concern and demonstrated a clear political bias and motive. So basically, the 61 celebrities are saying that the 49 celebrities who have penned a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi are politically biased and the letter was motivated. They further say that the signatories to the open letter have in the past kept silent when tribals and the marginalized have become victims of Naxal terror. They have kept silent when separatists have issued dictates to burn schools in Kashmir. They have kept silent when the demand for dismembering India, for making pieces of her, tukde tukde as they call, were made. They kept silent when slogans chanted by terrorists and terror groups were echoed in some leading university campuses in the country. As I said, they are referring here to the JNU incident when in 2016, the slogans were chanted in JNU campus which led to sedition cases being filed against the student leaders of the university. The letter further says that for the signatories, it seems the freedom, unity and integrity of India can be bartered away in the name of freedom of speech and expression, but for us, the unity and integrity of India, her freedom is sacrosanct, and anyone who questions these, who works to dilute or destroy these, who conspires to disturb these need to be resisted. Some of the signatories to the open letter have a record of acting as a mouthpiece and ideologues for insurgents, separatists and terrorists in the past. Their concern therefore smacks of dishonesty and opportunism. So basically, the 61 celebrities are stating that 49 celebrities who had written the letter to PM Modi had in the past also advocated for terrorist, insurgents and separatists. So they are alleging that these celebrities had also advocated for separatists, insurgents and terrorists. And therefore their argument that Muslims and Dalits and minorities are being threatened in the name of Ram are dishonest and it smells of opportunism. They further said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has very succinctly put forward the mantra of his governance, and that is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, and to that he has now included Sabka Vishwas. Lynching is a social malady which has to be dealt up front. Prime Minister has spoken out against it repeatedly and respective state governments are empowered to take action. The point to be noted here is, in the earlier letter, the previous letter, the celebrities had also said that lynchings are taking place across the countries and Prime Minister has indeed spoken about it, but the action should be taken and strict action should be there, and merely Prime Minister speaking against it is not enough. The letter further says that today the marginalized and the oppressed have been empowered like never before. Not through the smokescreen of hollow slogans and political claptraps, but through creative schemes. The open letter comes across to us as an attempt to mock the mandate of the marginalized, to create a false sense of fear and siege, and to try and derail India's march towards collective empowerment of all sections of society. It is clearly an attempt to defame the nation. We do condemn the conspiracy. So basically these are saying that the letter, the previous letter, is a conspiracy against India. They are saying that this letter particularly creates a false sense of fear among the people of India. The letter further points out that this very group did not display the courage to stand beside women who were opposed to and are struggling against the regressive triple talaq tradition, and did not speak out for the need of equality and empowerment in this case. So basically they are also bringing in the triple talaq bill that was passed in Lok Sabha. However, they also say that these set of celebrities, the 49 celebrities who penned letter to PM Modi, did not stand up for Muslim women when the triple talaq bill was in discussion. Further, they also point out towards the set of question, they also point out the cases when the 49 celebs kept silent and did not speak about it. So the first instance, the side is when those who chant Jai Shri Ram were imprisoned, were called criminals and were being killed and maimed. Second incidents, they say that the signatories strangely kept silent when complaints of being forced to chant Jai Shri Ram were being repeatedly exposed as being false and concocted. When members of a certain community, in this case Hindus of Sandesh Khali in West Bengal, were being prevented from exercising their franchise during the last Lok Sabha election and were being terrorized by one Shah Jahan Sheikh, who was passed off as a popular social worker. When an orgy of unprecedented violence was unleashed during the Panchayat elections across West Bengal in 2018. Fifth incident they point here out is when violence was unleashed in the state during the Lok Sabha election this year, when Jagannath Tudu was bludgeoned to death in Purulia just because he followed a different political ideology from that of the ruling dispensation in West Bengal. When students were fired upon in Daribit High School, Islampur, just because they wanted teachers for Bengali, geography and computer application instead of being forced to learn Urdu. When temples were vandalized in Kaliachak, Deganga, Baduria, Raniganj, and even as late as in July 2019 in Chandni Chowk in Delhi. So they are pointing towards the incident where in Chandni Chowk in Delhi a Durga temple was vandalized after some scuffle between two communities, when there was a concerted conspiracy by a certain section taking advantage of the Sabrimala temple entry movement to disguise themselves and try and enter the temple and thus hurt the sentiments of millions of devotees. The letter further says that the signatories, the 49 celebrities, kept silent when farmers are killed by cattle smugglers and live in terror due to them, or when Jawans along some sectors of our borders are attacked and murderously assaulted by these smuggling cartels. When Hindus in Kairana had to migrate, leaving their home and hearth behind, they were silent when Kashmiri Pandits were driven out of the valley and have never till date spoken of their plight. So basically this letter says that the 49 celebrities who have written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi have some sort of agenda while they wrote this letter, and they also say that this particular set of celebrities have kind of disdain and they have expressed this disdain for the majority of Hindu community. They say in the letter, and I quote, that this group has also repeatedly expressed disdain for the faith of the majority in India. So that's what they are saying. Earlier, these 49 celebrities had written a letter to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The letter that read, the lynchings of the Muslims, Dalits and other minorities must be stopped immediately. We were shocked to learn from the NCRB reports that there have been no less than 840 instances of atrocities against Dalits in the year 2016 and a definite decline in the percentage of convictions, this letter entirely said. The letter further said that 254 religious identity-based hate crimes were reported between January 1, 2009 and October 29, 2018, where at least 91 persons were killed and 579 were injured. The Citizens Religious Hate Crime Watch recorded that Muslims, who are 14% of India's population, were the victims in 62% of the cases, and Christian, who are 2% of the population of India, in 14% of the cases, 14% cases were recorded where the violence was committed against Christians. Now, about 90% of these attacks were reported after May 2014, when your government assumed power nationally. So, basically, the previous letter said that when Prime Minister Modi took over after May 2014, when Prime Minister Modi took over, the BJP got the majority. After that, these cases increased drastically, and 90% of such cases were reported only after May 2014. Now, these celebrities went on to say that while Prime Minister Modi has criticized lynching cases in the parliament, merely doing that is not enough. The letter that they have drafted said, what action has actually been taken against the perpetrators? We strongly feel that such offences should be declared non-bailable and that exemplary punishment should be meted out swiftly and surely. If life imprisonment without parole can be the sentence in case of murder, why not for lynching, which are even more heinous? No citizen should have to live in fear in his or her own country. So that's what the previous letter said. Well, while this war of letters continue between the celebrities, 49 celebrities versus these 61 celebrities, all that we appeal to them is simple. Every crime is heinous. While I agree there should not be a selective outrage, there should also not be condemnation when someone asks the government to take action against crimes. Well, do let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news and updates, log on to www.hwnews.in. Now you can also download our app on your Android Play Store and Apple Store, and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.